ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकर आदि अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरूणां श्रुतिमातुः देवतानां परब्रह्मणः कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव वाप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्तिकल्याणार्थं साधकानां भक्तानां बाह्याभ्यन्तर विघ्ननिवारणार्थं शक्तीनां सम्पदानां साधनानामवाप्त्यर्थं छान्दोग्य उपनिषदः पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः अध्ययनं भाष्यसमेत वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। फिफ्थ चैप्टर, let us chant the 11th khanda. ओम अथ श्री छान्दोग्य उपनिषदः पारायणम् अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः एकादशः खण्डः। ओम प्राचीनशाल औपमन्यः सत्ययज्ञः पौलुषिः इन्द्रद्युम्नः भाल्लवेयः जनः शार्कराक्ष्यः ऊडिलः आश्वतराः आश्वतराश्विः तेह एते महाशालाः महाश्रोत्रियाः समेत्य मीमागंसां चक्रुः को न आत्मा किं ब्रह्म इति तेह सम्पादयान् चक्रुः उद्दालको वै भगवन्तः अयम् आरुणिः सम्प्रतीमम् आत्मानं वैश्वानरम् अध्येते तगं हन्ता अभ्यागच्छाम इति तगंहाभ्याजग्मुः सः सम्पादयाञ्चकार प्रक्ष्यन्ति माम् इमे महाशालाः महाश्रोत्रियाः तेभ्यो न सर्वम् इव प्रतिपत्स्ये हन्ता अहम् अन्यम् अभ्यनुशासानि इति तान्ह उवाच आश्वपतिः वै भगवन्तः अयं कैकेयः सम्प्रति इमम् आत्मानं वैश्वानरम् अध्येति तगं हन्ता अभ्यागच्छाम इति तगंह अभ्याजग्मुः तेभ्योः प्राप्तेभ्यः पृथक् अर्हाणि कारयाञ्चकार सः प्रातः सञ्जिहानः उवाच न मेस्तेनो जनपदे न कदर्यो न मद्यपो न अनायिताग्निः न अविद्वान् न स्वैरी न स्वैरिणी कुतो यक्ष्यमाणो वै भगवन्तः अहमस्मि यावद् एकैकस्मारुत्विजे धनं दास्यामि तावद् भगवद्भ्यः दास्यामि वसन्तु भगवन्तः इते ते होचुः येन एव अर्थेन पुरुषः चरेत् तगं हैव वदेत् आत्मानम् एव इमं वैश्वानरगं सम्प्रति अध्येषि तमेव नो ब्रूहीति तान्ह उवाच प्रातः वः प्रतिवक्ता अस्मीति तेह समित्पाणयः पूर्वाह्ने प्रतिचक्रमिरे तान्ह अनुपनीयै वै तदुवाच। द्वादशः खण्डः। औपमन्यव कं त्वम् आत्मानमुपासः इति दिवमेव भगवः राजन् इति ह उवाच एष वै सुतेजा आत्मा वैश्वानरः यं त्वम् आत्मानमुपास्ये तस्मात् तव सुतं प्रसुतम् आसुतं कुले दृश्यते अस्यन्नं पश्यसि प्रियमत्यन्नं पश्यति प्रियं भवति अस्य ब्रह्मवर्चसं कुले य एतम् एव आत्मानं वैश्वानरम् उपास्ते मूर्धा तु एष आत्मनः इति ह उवाच मूर्धा ते व्यपतिष्यत् यत् माम नागमिष्ये इति त्रयोदशः खण्डः अतः उवाच सत्यज्ञं पौलुषिं प्राचीनयोग्य कं त्वमात्मानुपासः इति आदित्यमेव भगवः राजन् इति ह उवाच एष वै विश्वरूप आत्मा वैश्वानरः यं त्वमात्मानुपास्ये तस्मात् तव बहुविश्वरूपं कुले दृश्यते प्रवृत्तः अश्वतरीः अथ दासीनिष्कः अत्सि अन्नं पश्यसि प्रियमत्ति अन्नं पश्यति प्रियं भवति अस्य ब्रह्मवर्चसं कुले य एतमेव आत्मानं वैश्वानरमुपास्ते चक्षुष्वेतदात्मनः इति ह उवाच अन्धः अभविष्यत् यत् मां न अगमिष्ये इति चतुर्दशः खण्डः अतः उवाच इन्द्रद्युम्नं भाल्लवेयं वैयाग्रपद्य कं त्वम् आत्मानमुपास्येते वायुमेव भगवः राजन् इति उवाच एष वै पृथग् वर्त्मात्मा वैश्वानरः यं त्वम् आत्मानमुपास्ये तस्मात् त्वां पृथक् बलयः आयन्ते पृथक् रथश्रेणयः अनुयन्ते अत्सि अन्नं पश्यसि प्रियम् अत्ति अन्नं पश्यति प्रियं भवति अस्य ब्रह्मवर्चसं कुले य एतम् एव आत्मानं वैश्वानरमुपास्ते प्राणः तु एषः आत्मनः इति उवाच प्राणस्ते उदक्रमिष्यत् यत् मां न आगमिष्ये इति अथ पञ्चदशः खण्डः अतः उवाच जनकं शार्कराक्ष कं त्वम् आत्मानम् उपास्ये इति आकाशम् एव भगवः राजन् इति ह उवाच एष वै बहुल आत्मा वैश्वानरः यं त्वमात्मानमुपास्ये तस्मात् त्वं बहुल असि प्रजया च धनेन च अत्सि अन्नं पश्यसि प्रियम् अत्ति अन्नं पश्यति प्रियं भवति अस्य ब्रह्मवर्चसं कुले य एतमेव आत्मानं वैश्वानरमुपास्ते सन्देहः तु एषः आत्मनः इति उवाच सन्देहः ते व्यशीर्यत् यत् मां न अगमिष्ये इति ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान्नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवागः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 Salutations to Parabrahma Tattva Shruti Mata, to all the Rishi Muni Guru Devatas, Paramparas, also to our Vedavyasa Vaishampayana. Yajnavalkya, Adya Shankara, and our gurus. Three thoughts in the beginning. First one, what we are doing in our last 2 years of being together. Come to understand and accept that it is the best thing that one jiva human being can do for evolving. In that only what we are doing, we have to bring the perfection in our every performance throughout the day, what we are doing. That alone takes us to the goal. We are doing the upasana of the devatas. We are doing the parayana of the Shastra mantras. We are taking up the study of the Brahma Vidya through the Upanishads as well as the guidance of Bhashyakara. We are doing again the Upasana Prakriya or Bhakti developing sadhana of the Bhagavata Shastra. Also the Dharma teaching, Adhyatma teaching, Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam going on. And what is all that is? Feeding to the intellect about the truth, feeding to the mind about the truth, and the whole life is toward the truth self only oriented. But still, it is not thorough, not complete. There is a lot of vagueness is there, superficiality is there. So when we remove that vagueness and replace it with full conviction, when we can replace the superficiality with the more and more deep commitment and sincerity, this itself is sufficient for us for our further evolution. One need not seek for anything other than this. This alone we can try for more deeply doing, more committedly doing, more sincerely doing. Whether it is Upanishad Adhyanam with Bhashya, same thing, do more deeply. Then the Bhashyakara, Shruti Mata, Upanishad Rishi, they will reveal to us the truth. Same way, when we study the Yoga Darshanam, same Yoga Darshana with purpose, with clarity of understanding, when we study, it has immense things to give us. In the same way, what more beautiful things than the teachings of Bhagavan Krishna himself about the Adhyatmika Jivanam, Laksham, that too in a such an easy, simpler manner, as we are seeing from last month or so in the 28th and 29th chapters. In the same way, through, see the vision of Bhagavan Vyasa, through the mouthpieces of whether it is Sri Rama to begin with, Sri Sita Mata to begin with, later on through Ahalyaji or through Sri Naradji, through Vasishthaji, and again through Rama, continuously is reminding us of absolute truth. So, what we are doing is the best, but this thing, what we are doing the best, has to be improved in its quality, in its depth, in its sincerity, in the sense, let us start doing it more wholeheartedly, more committed way. That this alone I have to do thoroughly. Through this alone, I have to understand thoroughly what I have to understand. With the inspiration of this alone, or information given from this alone, I must do my said sadhanas, understood sadhanas, convinced sadhanas, and then reach. For a person, one grantha is enough. But we are doing so many grantha. That is a double added benefit for us. Point one. Second thing is what? Key, as we have to study the Shastra and want to be spiritually growing, the other two aspects of being more careful in our inner and outer vyavahara, as well as being more sincere about invoking the kripa of Ishvara Guru and Shruti, they have to be enhanced. Being careful about our own inner and outer vyavahara. We have to be more because this vyavahara alone pollutes us and neutralizes or makes it dull. All our studies and all our sadhanas dull. It is inevitable for everyone who wants to grow spiritually. And whoever are convinced this way, they did it and they reached it. That shows us the possibility of it. First of all, reject the impossibility that I cannot take care of my inner and outer life suitable to my spiritual study and sadhana. Having rejected that impossibility, see the people who made it possible. Getting inspiration from them, let us feel that it is possible for us also. We'll make it possible with our efforts. What it is? The second aspect of being careful about our inner and outer vyavahara as such a way that it is adding to our spiritual study and sadhana, not neutralizing or troubling or disturbing. Second point in this regard is what? Ki more and more upasanas we have to do, prarthanas we have to do to the God, to the Ishvara, that, O Lord, up to this gross entry into spirituality, you made me enter. But it's not giving the depth of it, it's not giving the joy of it. I'm not fully into it. I want to be so. And your grace is so powerful, O Lord, that it makes it possible. In this attitude, intensify the upasanas, intensify the prarthanas, and in those prarthana, no more any prarthana for outer yoga kshema adi. He said already it will be taken care. So when the Ishvara said it will taken care, he will take care. And we don't should not ask for need for anything more than our comfortable sadhana. कंफर्टेबल साधना के लिए क्या योगक्षेम हमको चाहिए, हमें उतना ही पाना चाहिए. This much enough to me, I have to keep it in my mind. Then he will give me. I need not work for it all. We pray like that. He will take care of Yogakshema. For that, instead of asking, let us ask for, Oh Lord, give me the strength ability for sadhana. Third is what today? Ki how much ever we struggle in our classes, in our own dhyana sadhana, in our upasana, in our own swadhyaya, how much ever we do, I tell you, they're all a child's play only. What works ultimately is only Bhagavan's Krupa, not any of our efforts. How much are our efforts if you look into actually pura mila karvi? Tinka bhar ka hi hai wo, very small. How can the small efforts of us can remove the biggest obstructions of avidya and maya? Therefore, ultimately it is Ishvara Bhagavad Guru Krupa only which can take us fully into that evolutionary statuses or stages. Therefore, like a child, we do what we can do, we are supposed to do, we have known to do. Yet, let's know that this is not at all sufficient, and more than this, also what we can do. Then, what is left out? Bhagwan in Kikrupa. Or have pratiksha. With regards to Bhagavad Krupa, what we can do after doing our due, after doing our upasana, after doing our sincere prarthana is only pratiksha. In that pratiksha also, keep on involving in as many as prarthanas, upasanas, swadhyayas are possible. But then all these are not at all sufficient to propitiate him from our side. Quantitatively, qualitatively, they are not enough. Never ever have the ego. I am doing so many things, nor even demand to the Lord, why are you delaying and not giving the result? That ego will be biggest obstruction. Instead of that, it is he only who can give the result. It is He only who will feel like giving result. It is He only who judges my qualification. It is He only who made me do even these things so far. Whatever we are doing, sincerely, deeply, and yet let us be very careful. Whenever Ishvara wants, then only the our struggles in all our spiritual sadhana start becoming fruitful. जब तक भगवान उपेक्षा करते हमारा, हम स्ट्रगल करते रहेंगे, एक सेकंड, एक मिलीमीटर ऑल्सो वी डोंट ग्रो इन साधना. Same rajas, same tamas, same involvement in rajasic, tamasic, vrittis and pravrittis. Same heart filled with the terrible the raga dvesha. They say we are going only at the sleeping time of night. सुबह उठते ही फिर आ जाएंगे वो. How much or Vedanta? I teach you, you listen, I study, you study. सिद्धांत रूपेण कुछ भी बदलने वाला नहीं है अपने आप. सेम काम क्रोधादि. Same, the terrible ego, wanting to sustain itself at every cost. And how can one be an ego continuously and also want to experience the egoless self? Even this subtle truth also is not made to be heartily realized by us if Bhagavan's upeksha continues. And when will he reduce his upeksha and starts gracing or blessing us? That's all in his hands. At this very moment only, he can make you and I as Buddha Gautama if he wants. Or for millions of lives, he may make us continue the Buddha, you and I, who are already. It is in his hands only. So he janata jai devu janai. यमेव एष वृणुते तेन एव लभ्यः. Isn't it? Ishvara pranidhanat. You just surrender. When he has to do, he will do. Mokshayishyami aham mokshayishyami tvam. So tesham aham vahami yoga ksheman. So everywhere what we say is, it is the kripa of infinite that it can lift anyone to highest level. Then what are all these sadhanas of ours if they are not effective? These are all to be available to him when he is coming to lift us. We are making ourselves available to him, that's it. Like I am drowning in ocean. Swamiji, when don't ask. Whenever it is, I am putting my hands above into the water, chillaram. But that putting hands above will never help me to come out of the oceanic drowning or floods. But still I have to do that. Why? By mistake somebody wants to save me. वो जो हाथ वाथ मिलेगा वो पकड़ के खींचेगा ऊपर ना. It's not. Instead of that, I take cell phone even while drowning and looking at it. And the Bhagavan Guru came to lift us or protect us from that drowning in the ocean of samsara. And they looked at it. My both hands are engaged in my cell phone and coffee. So they have no option or chance to lift us. क्योंकि कुछ दो पकड़ के ऊपर खींचने को तो दिया नहीं है तो छोड़ के चले आएंगे वो लोग. So to make ourselves available for their grace are all our efforts. Not that with our efforts something is going to come, because the efforts of ours with our ability capacities are so meager, and the goal to be achieved of transcending the Panchakosha Tadatmya, transcending the avidya, moha, and apprehending reality, and that self meditation on that अन्वय पद्धति, seeing the self in everywhere. ओहो, एक एक चीज सिर्फ सुनने वाले बात है, बोलने वाले बात है, होने वाले नहीं है अपने आप. Knowing this fully well, both, and without his grace it won't happen, and without myself tuning to him all the time through whatever we must do, making ourselves available, they only lift us. Knowing this, keep on doing, wait patiently. And before that, the upasanas, nirantara, intensify, and in that prarthana also, hey Bhagavan, help me, give me all strong, deeper intellectual convictions to intensely do sadhana and consider me, the jiva here, and take care of me. This type of prayers to do. And before that, what we are doing now, value it, give the importance to it more deeply. And anything we do throughout the day, let there be our own complete total involvement. And anything other than this is a distraction. Protect ourselves from that. And while doing all that, we have to mind our the inner and outer vyavahara. So, continuing the same thing without distraction, first point, trying to do these things with more and more intense application and involvement, point two, becoming careful about outer and inner vyavahara, point three, intensifying our upasanas, prayers, and praying for Him, point four, knowing fully well that by His grace only the thing will happen, therefore, be available to Him and go on waiting whenever He blesses, let it happen. We know what we have to do, we are doing it. Rest, He will take care. I will not demand from Him, nor I will go away when He is giving me a chance, nor I am having any type of ego. Available only to Him. This is fifth point. In this way, when we day by day use our intellect and expand in its understanding expansively and also in its depth, and continue doing it day by day, all those distractions, all those disturbances, wrong understandings keep on going away. The picture starts becoming more and more spashta. So may you all who are so regularly attending, including me, be deserving the krupa of Guru Parampara, that these studies should not go waste. They should lead us to the convinced sadhana, followed by conscious prayers and waiting, followed by the Bhagavan's loving grace, leading to the experience. So having said so, now we have done our 11th Anuvakam. Good time we took for studying both the entire convocational address by the Guru, वेदमनोच्चाचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुषास्ते सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सेः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यै न प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रवदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया अदेयं श्रिया देयं ह्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणा सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणा सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् evamuchaitadupasyam. The 11th Anuvaka. We tried to understand this Brahma Vidya unless we totally only involve in it throughout the day, like we involve in a person whom we are attached to 24 hours in the mind, or an object, or a project, or any gamyam goal. So to Unless we totally involve in Brahma Vidya, the memory of the Brahma Jnana won't stay. That is why repeatedly listening, repeatedly study is required. So we saw it. Then we came to the Bhagavan Adi Shankara's explanation regarding the position of karma, upasana, and vidya. And how many discussions we went through, how many questions asked by Purvapakshi, Siddhanti, Guru Maharaj gave the answer. All of that, if you look into the summary of it, you must know karma is required, upasana is required, vidya is required. And which are required at what level? Okay, that clarity should be there. First and foremost, what is required is vidya theoretical, because that alone indicates, substantiates the goal for us. First of all, we must know what is the goal to be sought, having gained which no other thing need be run behind. Anything when you achieve, still something remains to achieve. That means neither that goal is greater nor we are intelligent or smart enough to choose the goal and work. Because mehnat itna karke you got it, and it is not permanent, it is gone away. Again we are back to square one. It is not the goal, there is a problem. The problem is in our stupidity that we have chosen such temporary goals. So anyone and everyone who is not studying the Vidya, okay, Upanishad Vidya, theoretical, they will set anything other than Paramatma as the goal. With all the efforts, they may reach the goal, no doubt. Yet, they will be still dissatisfied because they are all temporary. So clear, no doubt there. Therefore, it is repeated study of Brahma Vidya which intensifies in our heart the conviction that only Paramatma Prapti is the giver of permanent mukti, permanent shanti, permanent ananda, whatever the things which we are seeking. All those things are obtained only in Brahma Atma Prapti. That clarity comes to us through Vidya. We have to study it first. That's what we have done so far. But how much ever theoretical knowledge we have gained, unless we do the sadhana accordingly, the siddhi or anubhuti is not given to us by Bhagavan. That is the rule. Giver is He, but He doesn't give just like without doing our sadhana. But then we have to understand very clearly, for our single pointed intense Atma Vidya sadhana, there are obstructions, there are obstacles inside. All those obstructions inside, called in different languages, in different words, but the thing is same. Whether you call it as the vasanas, whether you call it as samskaras, whether we call it as upatta durita, same thing they are all. So as long as those are there, so many, they will not allow us to become antarmukha, because to discover the Atma Tattva, having studied the Atma Vidya, we have to become 100% antarmukha. But these duritas, which are upata collected by us till last moment from many, many lives, they tend have that tremendous power ability in them to push us extroverted through our upadhis. Therefore, how much ever Siddhanta Jnana of the Atma Vidya we got, how much ever we are serious and sincere with regard to our Antarmukha sadhana to know the self, yet practically we will not be able to do it and achieve it as long as these powerful outward tendencies are remaining in us, we have not removed them. Therefore, a stage in our understanding should come where we must know and accept that this upata durita we have to get out of. Be attentive. Only when I have understood Vidya, I have tried to achieve the Vidyas, the moksha. When I know that it is not at all happening, then the questions come why? Because of the extrovertedness. And why that is so? Because there is so much of Durita Uta which are collected from millions of lives. Therefore, the attention now is where keeping my goal of Vidya intact is in removing this collected Upat, Durita, collected Durita. Is it not? So my attention is what? Definitely I must get freed myself from all these collected vasanas or samskaras. First, that certainty should come in us. Today's life, what we are doing as a child. One side we are studying Atma Vidya. Other side we are trying to do some meditation. It's a meditation only. But at the same time, instead of living a life of freeing ourselves from all the upatha durita, inadvertently we are adding them only. What should be the case? Stopping the addition of the new ones and exhausting the already existing ones. That should be our conviction, our attitude, and our approach and our working. Are we really clear about this first of all? After that only we really work in that guidance, in that direction. That 24 hours I am living my life only with full awareness, not only not allowing new durita. How the duritas are added? Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Bhajayate. This is the way. The newer samskaras are added. I, as an ego, through identification upadhis, when I am valuing any of the Vastu Vyakti Anubhava Vishesha of the Jagat and doing karma for that and enjoying karma phala, all that goes on adding to newer and newer durita. First of all, I have to reject all that. Whole day may not even one new durita is added to me. Durita is any samskara other than that of Paramatma. Because they are all obstruction for Paramatma Anubhuti. They all again have to be removed only. When you have to remove, why do you involve in? But do we have that sufficient Viveka and Vairagya? Viveka kya hai? I am not able to meditate. Vairagya kya hai? The obstruction is because of my extrovertedness caused by the vasanas. I have to get out of them. This conviction नहीं है तो अगेन वहां हम अटक जाते हैं. स्पिरिचुअल साधना क्या होता है ना, one thing you are cleared about, another problem comes. That you are clear, one more comes. We go on getting stuck up at one or the other place. Like sometime during heavy rainy season, the whole roads get so blocked with waters or ditches. जब यहाँ से नेगोशिएट करके गए, अगेन फिर से पानी, अगेन अगेन. जैसा होता है even in spiritual sadhana, relentlessly when we are walking, relentlessly variety of outer and inner obstructions come, some of them in the form of non-understanding, some of them in the form of not able to do the things. So समझना भी पड़ता है, करना भी पड़ता है. जहाँ जहाँ दिक्कतें आते हैं उनको दूर करने के लिए. No, we have to very clear about it. Ki as long as I have upata durita, I can never become sufficiently antarmukha to do vicharana of atmanatma, go beyond anatma, enter into atmanubhuti. Spashta we have to be. Therefore, the necessity of that scavenger work of throwing out all our inner upata durita. Therefore, the need of all these three sadhanas, the karma yogas, the bhakti yogas, the ashtanga yogas are inevitably to be done by us with thorough full understanding to eliminate all the upata durita so that we are facilitated with our vidya prayasa, vidya prayatnam to discover and establish in our already existing atma anubhuti. So without the sufficient karma yoga, upata durta kshay nahi hoga. Therefore, in this topic, final conclusion is what? Upata durta kshayartham eva karmani kurvita. Same way, without karma of the dharma, the upata durta kshaya also will not happen. When the karmas are done, keeping the outer activities in mind, that is called as karma yogavala paddhati of removing upata durita. That helps to. Same karmas when they are done, keeping Ishvara as medium and do variety of upasanas, their upasana karma, they also have their own way or helping of removing the upata durita. So too, when the drushti is on our own antakarana, chitta, and there we are trying to eliminate the vrittis, then it is called as yoga related karma sadhana of removing our upatta durita. So in these three, we use the word common karma because it is to be done. In yoga sadhana, all the things, chittavritti nirodh, हमको करना पड़ता है. Thereafter that, everything what is said is to be done, 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 done. In what for that is to be done? To undo again our upatta durita. So to in the upasana, श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम, ये सुनने से नहीं होता, करना पड़ता है इन चीजों को. Therefore it is also doing. So to our dharma vyavahara outside, done without phalapeksha, that also is doing only. And keeping intact Atma Prapti as the Lakshya, keeping clearly the understanding that for that I have become deeply introverted, forgetting entire not only the world Panchamahabhautika, also the Panchakosha. You have to know, knowing that fully well, trying to do that when we know that it is not happening, when we know the reason for it is I am forced extrovertedly, we know that the reason for it is my heart is carrying the loads and loads of the samskaras. Therefore, to cleanse them off, I do this. In the bhakti sadhana, through upasana, I pray to him. Hey Bhagavan, remove all these obstructions in me which are pushing me outside. All the raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, adi. While doing the dharma also, for the sake of dharma we do, then for survival what is required, that much we take. Other than that, we are not allowing anything to enter into us. That's not dharma or karma yoga. The third one, we are becoming more and more conscious of our own inner bhujam, antakarana, its behavior. Yoga sadhana means becoming aware of your inner personality's behavior and setting it right so that it is no more an abstraction for me to recognize, realize who am I, what am I. So, this is what in essence it is said. As a part of that only, the four ashramas of Grasta, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, Brahmachari, their positions, our Shankara Bhagavan tried to make it clear through that discussion. Everybody is born is a brahmachari, go to the guru, learn everything. If you are already in our earlier lives cleared of all your vasanas through various yajna karma, then you will not have any interest in entering into grahastha ashrama. Why? Because you have no desires inside, not out of the escapism कि भी बहुत burden होता है पति या पत्नी को बच्चों को maintain करना. Not because of that escapism, but because of clear understanding. Then directly from brahmacharya go to vanaprastha sannyasa. These ashramas are only the outer inner sadhana, but in and through the goal is what is studied at the Gurukula taught by the Guru about Brahma Tattva. In case if it is not there, that you feel like going through the Grahastha ashrama, go through, but that should be only a process of cleansing. If you are already clean, go from brahmachari to vanaprastha sannyasi and recognize the self. If you feel that not yet clean, you have a lot of the vasanas inside, go into the grahastha ashrama, not to again get lost in that. Most important is what? Everything is allowed as long as we don't get lost in it. Everything is allowed as long as we know that our goal is none of these things. Our goal is only Bhagwan. See, that is why in Shadi Dharme cha Arte cha Kame cha Nati Charami. Only Dharma Artha Kama, not Moksha. These three Purusharthas with each other's cooperation, we go through and get exhausted of it. When its time of maturity comes, for the sake of Moksha, which is ultimate Purushartha, I'll help you, you help me. But they are independent sadhanas. There, Aticharami, Aticharitavya, na, that will not be there. Means what? At that level, when if the Bharya becomes so Vairagi, wants to know the truth, then the husband should allow her. If he is also in that mood, the Bharya should allow. Understanding, maturity. देखो दोनों में एक को तो मुक्ति हो रही है ना, तो why you feel jealous? After all, it's on your wife or husband who loved you, served you so long. So that is the beauty. That is what was happening in the case of Yagnavalkya and Maitreyi. Yagnavalkya got that total dispassion and just want to Pravarajishanva Are Asmat Sthanat. He says, I want to go. Then she did not stop or obstruct. So great was she. Why you are going, leaving all these comforts, joyful things? There must be something else. Is it not? If it is not bought by, he is giving all the wealth to her. She says, with the wealth can that be bought for what you are going? He says, no, na atma vittena labhyaha. Then why are you giving this to me and going? I also want that, if you don't mind. Oh, my dear Guru now, not the husband anymore. Tell me. See, instead of obstructing or troubling him, not only she encouraged him, but she got inspired from him, gave him a chance to teach. That Maitreyi Yagnavalka Samhada of Maitreyi Brahmanam of this Brihadaranyaka, which we study definitely thoroughly, such a masterpiece in so many aspects. What we are discussing, Bhagwan Shankar ji ne jo kaha, one of the aspect is go through Grahastha Ashrama, but not to get lost in that, but to only cleanse off. Once the cleaning done, again that's what is mentioned here. You are doing so beautifully all the Grahastha Ashrama Dharma, and in the doing duty only you are happy, and you are observing the cleansing of all the inner samskaras that are there. At the same time, another problem is there in Grahastha Ashrama is, if you don't continuously listen to Tattva from the Guru, then the information about there is Tattva is there. You have to gain it to become Mukta. That will not be there. That is the biggest reason because of which the Grahasthas get lost only in the Grahastha Ashrama, because they are not told about that higher goal. अरे सुनते रहो तो पता चलेगा कि वो है. फिर while living this Grahastha Ashrama beautifully, when you are freed from all the inner all the things, then you can pursue it. अब वो अल्टीमेट गोल दिखता ही नहीं तो यही गोल लगता है. दे देयरफॉर 50 60 70 80 साल 90 मरने को आया फिर भी दे ट्राई टू ढूंढो हैप्पीनेस इन दिस ओनली. Unfortunate they are. That is why the importance of the ninth Anuvaka. Rutam cha swadhyaya, pravachane cha satyam cha swadhyaya, damascha shamascha tapascha agnayascha agnihotram cha aditayascha manushamcha, mainly prajacha prajatischa prajanascha. You have praja, children, प्रजाति प्रजना ये सब करो, बट स्वाध्याय प्रवचन छोड़ोगे तो यू विल नेवर बी रिमेम्बर्ड, रिमाइंडेड, informed, inspired about the higher goal of Atma Anubhuti and Moksha. Therefore, there's one thing which you can never give up throughout life is studying Shastras, which remind us of the ultimate goal as well as the sadhana. वो छोड़ दिया तो main thing only you left it. You know, if a doctor going out of the house to his chamber, forgetting that he is a doctor, then how can he do his job of medication and all? In the same way, if we forget as a jiva, we have come only to know Atma and get mukti. If that itself is we are forgotten, then what we do is only the funny things. All those things which bind us more and more. That is why so many times it was insisted about Swadhyaya Pravachana. Okay? Then, very clear now, even in the Grahastha Ashrama, we live life decently, intelligently, so that the Duritakshaya happens. And once it happens, don't ask Swami, nahi hua to, tapad lagega nahi hua to, karna hai bas, that's it. That way you have to tell. Why do you ask for an option? Swami, even if 60 years, 70 years, my Grahastha Ashrama vasanas have not gone, what I have to do? Come and get kicked by everyone. You are justifying by asking like that. What he said is, Grahastha Ashrama is given only to get out of all the vasanas. How do you justify कि नहीं हुआ तो क्यों नहीं होगा? होने के लिए तो कह रहे ना. अगर नहीं हुआ तो अब आम आपको ऑप्शन नहीं देते, होना ही चाहिए, बट you have to enter into Vanaprastha only after Gurastha, and even in Vanaprastha after some tapasya of 8-9 years, we must enter into sannyasa mood, where other than Paramatma, nothing, then only contemplation, meditation. You don't ask the Guru to give options. If you ask from him, then you are justifying कि हमारे गुरु ने परमिशन दिया तुम कौन हो बोलने वाले को? मालूम गुरु ने मेरे को कहा 100 साल 200 साल जियो गृहस्थ बनकर। Guru never gives that permission. We will not give. We only tell from brahmacharya directly come to Vanuprastha sannyas. We don't recommend. When we teach Brahma Vidya, how can we tell you that violence or all these things? कि अब ये धंधे पे हम तो फिर प्रोफेशन का हम धोखा दे रहे हैं ना हमारे प्रोफेशन का। We are not the Pandit ji, Jyotishya, Pujari who do puja for you every day and say कि आपके बच्चे पोते पर पोते पैसे इतने बढ़ते रहे आप सुख से रहो. I am not that brand. No, they are those people. They do those sankalpa, puja, ashirad for you of that type. We don't do that. Our job is to the jiva in you, the guidance to get the moksha, to realize the self. So you can't ask us परमिशन के लिए, स्वामी जी नहीं हुआ तो नहीं होने की सवाल ही नहीं है बेटा, होना ही चाहिए. देन अगर नहीं हुआ तो फिर नहीं हुआ तो यू आर नॉट माई डिसाइपल, दैट्स ऑल, गो अवे, आई हैव नो कनेक्शन विद यू. अब ऐसा कहे तो कैसा, फिर मैं क्या करूं? आई एम टॉकिंग नॉट फॉर माई सेल्फ. इफ यू आर इन गृहस्थ आश्रम मेरा क्या बिगड़ रहा है? एंड इफ यू टेक इन टू वानप्रस्थ एंड डू यू साधना, मुझे क्या ऐड हो रहा है? When I am telling in your interest and if you are not catching, how can I continue to relate with you? You go. Then I will leave you, but not my Grahastha ashrama. That's what I am telling. Do it. What can I do? Don't blame me later on. Then I will go to the other guru. Yeah, any guru you go, they will do like that only. All gurus are like auto wala and taxi wala in the taxi stand. एक बोलेगा 300 रुपए. If you say 200 में ले जाओ, he says I will not. Then I will go to other taxi. You go there, ये इशारा करता है. He will tell you 400. You go to new guru, he'll say don't enter only गृहस्थ आश्रम. अभी छोड़ दो. हमने तो थोड़ा मौका दिया. Idea is what there. Enter, but then only to come out. And that will happen when we sincerely, seriously do our dharma in the Grahastha Ashrama, continuously are in touch with the Tattva through the study of Shastra. And while going through Grahastha Ashrama, when we analyze them, how they are binding us, when we know, that gives us Vairagya. It's a healthy Vairagya. Here at this level, the bondage is not anybody people there, not any of the activities. The bondage is this type of involvement is not helping me or conducive for my introverted sadhana. I want to know Paramatma. For that, this is not allowing me. Therefore, I am giving it up. That is the healthiest Vairagya. The Vairagya is fruitful only when it is endowed with Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutva is I want to know the self and get liberated. In this healthy, holy, noble desire for ultimate only, the Vairagya is fruitful, meaningful, allowed. Not because of laziness, not because of, so many nonsenses. Many people leave the wife or husband, children, and they go. And what they do is all nonsense only except spirituality. That Vairagya is not recommended at all. That is not Vairagya at all. That is escapism. So, and see it. If it has not happened so far, let it happen. And outside, please remember, never struggle. It is inside only start developing that Vairagya. And don't fight. Even how much ever you try and develop Vairagya, still, if the Prarabdha is stronger, you can't do anything, you have to go on that. While doing so, again intensive prayer, like करवा चौथ करते हैं, तो द अदर करवा अकरवा चौथ भगवान अगले जन्म में शुरू से ही let me become spiritual. Is it a wrong prayer? Not, no. It's a correct prayer only, no? Or you want to entangle again and again. I believe that this prayer is right for spiritual unfoldment. If it is likable, like it, accept it, click it, like it. If not, you don't it. But I तो feel for my sake तो मैं तो कहता हूँ अगले जन्म में ये सत्संग के झंझट में भी नहीं पढ़ना मुझे. सबसे पहले let me know myself. No, I have not known. I am no claiming at all. We are only on the path. No doubt. First, let me know it. Nowhere. Even this is a कुचली. पता नहीं किस बाबा जी के प्रवचन को सुनकर इंस्पायर होकर मैं भी प्रवचनकार बनूं. ऐसा खुजली था कि इस पे पढ़े, एंड दैट्स व्हाई भगवान इज नॉट मेकिंग अस फेमस आल्सो popular, because he wants us to leave it everything and go for truth. That is good. We should seek that only seek the eternal continuously, constantly. So upata durita kshayartham karma yoga bhakti yoga ashtanga yoga yukta karma consciously we have to do and ensure that the heart is completely free from all these tendencies, vasanas, impressions, delusions, kamakrodhas, ragadveshas. Then the Atma Vidya, which was already studied, that I am the truth, I am the self, this, that type of Anvaya sadhana, we have to keep on doing till the glimpses of experience come, till the experience becomes vivid and clear, till establishing the experience of I am Tattva Aham Brahmasmi. It may happen in one life if one is very sincere and deserving and grace of God, Guru fully has invoked along with his intense purity. नो मालाइस, नो ईगो, जिनके अंदर खचरा ये सब नहीं होता है ना, एक जन्म में गुरु लोग आएंगे फटाफट रिपेयर करके उनको कर देते. A lot of things we have self created egos and all, then it becomes a case complicated for the gurus. Like in a garage, जो कार जो इजीली रिपेयरेबल होता है फटाफट करके भेजते हैं, दूसरे को टच किया तो इतने प्रॉब्लम से यार इसको कल या परसों छुट्टी के दिन देखेंगे. In the same way, if we are complicated to Guru and God, they will postpone our cases. If you are simple, available with all our egolessness surrender, their blessing also comes. And in one way, one life only, everything can be achieved by the way. So the question is, should we do karma or not? Yes. For what? Only for upata durita kshaya. 2. Will the karma doing gives us moksha? Never ever. Then moksha is given by what? Nothing else. Why? Because moksha is our actual eternal swarupa. Then am I experiencing it now? No. What is the reason? Because only I am not aware of it. What is the meaning of not aware? Avidya. What is to be done? Through vidya, they remove the avidya. See, the medicine removes the disease. Medicine never gives health. Health is the natural condition of the body, which is disturbed by the disease causing whatever you call them, enzymes or the whatever the pathogens. Is it not? The medicine never gave the health. Health is a condition of body. So to Vidya never gives moksha. Vidya removes the pratibandha for moksha called as avidya. Moksha is our own sthiti, swarupa. If it is not so, then you have to do karma to get it, and anything gained through karma is temporary. Then again, the moksha is not shashvata. Then it becomes logical fallacy. Then shastra yad gatva nani vartante yat prapya na kinchid whatever they say, that becomes disproved as if already hum mukta hai. That's why vimuktascha vimuchyate etadvai tatu Kata Upanishad. Isn't it? It is called a praptasya praptihi, all these words. So believe in this thought that I am already liberated at the level of self. I am not knowing it, avidya. Now I know through vidya. And be that, that's it. There's nothing to be done, just to be. Only the doings which were obstruction are undone through the upasana karma ityadi. But same time, avidya vrittis will be there in us. To remove that, the vidya vrittis we have to go on entertaining. That vidya vritti is the one which we do through the listening of Upanishad from the gurus and also in our own heart to do the vidya. What is the vidya vritti? The swarupa lakshanas. Aham brahmasmi, tattvamasi, ayam atma brahma. These are all thoughts only. But they're thoughts of knowledge about ourself, our nature. विद्या वृत्ति कहते हैं उसको. ओ मैं जीव हूं, देह हूं, ये अविद्या वृत्तियों को फेंक देते निकाल के. Then that Swarup of our being, Satchidananda, comes to our Anubhava without even the needing of the thoughts. That's what is our ultimate goal. So this is how in the 11th Anuvaka we have crystally clearly tried to understand the need and position of our karma bhakti ashtanga and need and position of the vidya. So through those sadhanas, upatadurtaksha karte raho, we go on doing the vidya prapti from the guru. And this is not one after the other. We have to keep on doing both. विद्या प्राप्ति के द्वारा तत्व ज्ञान को दृढ़ बनाते जाओ. Then through the कर्म योग इत्यादि see to it that उपात दुर्त इस क्षय इसका क्षय हो रहा है. And once we know that the thing is reduced, the upata durita given more and more time for vidya prapti. Final thing is what? Most important is what? That's what where Vedanta and yoga, all of them come together. Even little of the vritti also, even about any of the karma, karta remains, still we are a jiva. That vritti rahita, kevala atmanabhuti is our goal. Therefore, for that, even the final thought, vritti also has to be dropped. इन वेदांत में उसको अपरोक्ष आत्मानुभूति कहते हैं. एंड इन द योग शास्त्र ये असंप्रज्ञात योग देसे that you have united with the pure conscious self so much that there is not even a little gap of thought also between you and it. You namak thought bhi nahi hai. For final atmanubhuti, from every of the jiva bhava, deha bhava, any of the name and form visualized, valued, none of them can stay. सबको त्याग करने का त्याग ये नहीं है कि अमृतत्व भाव, ये भी पकड़ लेना. Means when we go to deep, intense internal meditation through the yoga paddhati or jnana paddhati, they are same. They are never to do that at that level. Everything has to be dropped. Just like to awaken, wake up, everything of the dream has to be dropped. You can't have even one thing holding of the dream to wake up. पूरा छोड़ना होता है. In the same way, for the moksha prapti, atma anubhava prapti, anything, everything which is other than the atma, whether it is stula or sukshma or karana, all of them has to be given up. Keep it in mind. When it is kept in mind, at that last moment, there's only one option. You have to be establishing the self. For that, this final aham thought has to be dropped. This information that time helps. Oh, we have already heard that everything has to be dropped to enter into Atmanabhuti. So I am dropping it. The moment you drop it, you are into that. It will happen when we are slowly, steadily through sadhana, growing and proceeding. Okay? Now, with this, we declare that the 11th Anuvaka is completed of the Shiksha Valli Prathama of this wonderful Taittiriya Upanishad, Sri Krishna Yajurvedya, which is given by Vyasa Bhagavan to Vaishampayana to all his disciples. One of them is Yajnavalkya. He has omitted it because he just, what do you say, displeased the Guru became angry. Then all the other Shishyas became the three birds, they took it. That's why it's called Taittiriya Upanishad. Then Yajnavalkya further he went to Bhagavan Surya. From him, the Shukla Yajurveda he learned. He has done the Shaka of the Shukla Yajurveda. These are all Ishtvara Leela only. These stories, whenever you listen, see to it that those stories should not disturb us our main theme of spirituality. It's only historical aspects which need not be worried so much about it. That's a process. Everything achieved through some process, the Lord achieved through this लीला. उनका कोई भी लीला हो सकता है, तो ये वो एक लीला है. Clear? Now, last 12th Anuvaka of this Shiksha Valli is nothing but the repetition of the Shanti mantra which was done as the first Anuvakam, but only two differences. There, the 2-3 prayers are said in the future tense. Like Rutam Vadishyami, Satyam Vadishyami. Vadishyami means I am going to do the speaking of Rutam, speaking of Satyam. Future tense it was. Here it will be Rutam Avadisham, Satyam Avadisham. I have spoken the truth so far. I have spoken the Rutam so far. It's only the future tense there, past tense here. So to Tanmam Avatu, Tad Vaktaram Avatu. Protect. is said. Here is avi tanmam avit tadvakta avit. Here I prayed and they protected and I am experiencing the protection. And also you can add, I am continuously praying for continuous protection. सो यहाँ क्या है, करूंगा, इधर कर दिया, फल मिला, और भी करते रहूंगा. This is the only difference in the mantra. Now let us chant it and just see it. I need some 1 hour time, 1 hour, 40 minutes to see all that. Basing again on first Anuvaka, because almost few months are over, we might have forgotten, but 15-20 मिनट में वो वाला फिर से करके आगे बढ़ेंगे. So let us today chant it. Om अथ द्वादशोऽनुवाकः. ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि. Up to this same mantra, that and this थोड़ा चेंज यहाँ होता है. त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवीद्वक्तारम्. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Beautiful mantra, and I know you have done it so many times. मैंने भी कोशिश किया पढ़ने को. Now go back to the Prathama Anuvaka Bhashya just to see the meaning of this mantra. We'll spend 2-3 minutes to finish it today only, so that tomorrow afresh we take up the another Shanti mantra along with this, which is not only as a conclusion of Prathama Siksha Valli, but also as a beginning of Ditiya Brahmananda Valli. See, today's 11th date, 11th month, 11 plus 11, 22 year. And today, the 11th Anuvaka, we are concluding. And 11 by, if I'm not wrong, yes. And you don't become now the 11. So, what was said here? Om Shanno Mitraha Sham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shamna Indro Bruhaspatihi. Today is a National Education Day also. 11 November. So, just to go back, refreshing course. Only this mantra. Sham no mitraha, sham varunaha, shanno bhavatu aryama, shanna indro bruhaspatihi, shanno vishnu rurukramaha, namo brahmane, namaste vayo, tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Here Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadishyami. There it is Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadisham. Here Rutam Vadishyami Rutamavadisham. Satyam Vadishyami Satyam Avadisham. Here Tanmam Avatu. Here Tanmam Avita. Tadvaktaram Avatu. Tadvaktaram Avita. Avatu Mam Avin Mam Avatu Vaktaram Avid Vaktaram. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, just refreshing. What we are asking, Sham no Mitra ityadi. Sham means Sukham. Sham means Sukham, comfort, effortlessness, peace. Of what? Who should give? Pranavrittehe ahanaha cha abhimani devata atma mitraha naha asmakam bhavatu. So, Shamno Mitraha. This is the sentence. So, Mitraha Naha Sham Bhavatu. Mitra Devata Naha Asmabhyam, to us, to all of us, Sham Bhavatu. Become the giver of Sukha. Who is this Devata? Mitra is the Pranavrittehe Devata, Ahanaha Devata. He is the presiding Devata for the Pranavrittis at the Vyashti and Samashti level, as well as Devata of the daytime. So we have explained it exhaustively. Hey Lord Mitra, you are the Prana Vritti Devata. Therefore, let the Prana Shakti in us be full throughout the day, so that all the preparatory sadhanas of Karma Bhakti Ashtanga we do, and all the main sadhana of the Jnana we do. That's called the prayer we have to do while chanting this mantra. Toshanno Mitraha. As it is said, immediately the Bhagavan Mitra should be remembered as Devata for the Pranavritti and daytime. Throughout the day, let my Pranavrittis be intact in doing my outer sadhanas, outer dharmas, inner sadhanas, inner dharmas, innermost sadhana of the meditation. Let the prana shakti lopa be not there. So too, throughout the day, when I am opening my mind senses to see the world, nothing should distract me, tempt me, attract me, or take me away from the path or the goal. In this way, while chanting this mantra, remembering Mitra, knowing who is he, and knowing what he can give us, and knowing that we need it that much, and we ask him. Hey Mitra Bhagavan, you are the Devata Pranavritti and daytime. So throughout the day, let the Prana Shakti be full and intact in us. So too, daytime, may we not be distracted from our own path or the goal. That's the prayer done to Mitra Bhagavan, the Devata of the Prana and daytime. So too, the Mitra alone becomes Varuna at the evening after the sunset time. He himself now becomes the Apana Vritti Devata as well as the Ratri Devata. Him also we are praying. Sham no Mitraha, Sham Varunaha. So to He Varuna Deva, give proper Nidra throughout night, properly, deeply, so that our next day is afresh for doing our sadhana and duty. So to Ratri is a time wherein darkness also, ignorance also, tamas also, inadvertence also, there are many chances of doing those things, involving those things which obstruct our spiritual evolution. So, hey Varuna Deva, protect it that way from those things. That's what is it not? And then Tata Eva Apana Vrittehe Ratrehe Cha Abhimani Devata Atma Varunaha Naha Asmabhyam Shambhavatu Asmakam Shambhavatu. May he be kind enough to consciously bless me with the power and duty given to him by the Lord, that I, the Jiva, the Sadhaka, is protected both daytime and nighttime in both pranavrittis and apanavrittis, as well as protected from all the unnecessary unwanted involvements. That is what. Pranavritti is actions, apanavritti is responses. When we take a initiative and do the action, it is called pranavritti. When something comes in front of us, how do we respond? It is apanavritti. When the Guru comes and teaches Upanishad, what do we respond? When a temptation comes, and how do we respond? Both of them are apana. Praname, I myself is avoiding this. I myself is going to the Guru to listen. In this way, Mitra for day and Prana, Varuna for the night and Apana, they are the Adhisthana Devatas. They are very much there. They can be imagined Bhagavan Surya himself, Surya रूप को स्मरण करके आप उन्हीं में इन दोनों देवताओं को देख सकते हैं. लेकिन मित्र रवि सूर्यपान खगपोष हिरण्यगर्भ परिचादित्य सवित्र भास्करेभ्यो नमः. Then Mitra alone, another rupa is becoming Varuna. Mitra Varuna. Take them as separate also. ठीक है, ऑल दैट इज सेकेंडरी. वरुण इज जलाधिष्ठान देवता, मित्र इज दी सूर्य देवता. दोनों है तो है, एक है तो एक है, दो है तो दो है, बट है. एंड वी नो दे ब्लेस एंड वी आस्क देम व्हाट वी वांट इज शम भवतु सुखम भव. व्हाट इज सुखम हियर? Sukha is not Sukha Bhoga of the Sukha. There should be Sukha in doing sadhana. For the sadhana, the outer Sukhas only are abstraction. Therefore, that is a Dukkha only. Eliminate them. Inner peace. Remember always, Sukha is not to have the Bhogas of the Vishyas. Sukha is not to have the desire for the Bhoga of the Vishyas. If this definition change, if you do in our understanding, our total orientation shifts from accumulating things and indulging them to removal of this inner thought of sukha. These called a spiritual person. See, this is a trick which we'll never understand unless Guru Upadesha comes. What is it? We ask the God, what is that? Vastu de do or sukh do? Don't we ask it? Give me object and sukha. But the problem is what, oh my dear, along with sukha, dukkha also is freely supplied with objects. No, no, I want only sukha. It is not possible. Then we are agreeing. Therefore, objects are coming, sukha is coming, dukkha is coming. What should we ask? Don't put a condition to him. Ki, give me objects and sukha. Ask him, give only sukha. Then he knows the Lord. Sukha is not in the object, it is in the Atma. Therefore, he will send a guru. You study Shastra, you discover your Atma Sukha. हमको सुख पाना चाहिए. वस्तुओं के द्वारा, व्यक्तियों के द्वारा सुख पाना is a delusion. They give sukha, but they are giving equally dukkha also. Is it not? यहाँ तो तुलसीदास जी तो कहते हैं, even संत महात्मा also giver of दुख. दुष्टा एंड संता, ही गिव्स दोनों ऑफ देम, दोनों दोनों दुखी देने वाले. एक यहाँ हमारे साथ रहकर दुख देता है, दूसरा हमको छोड़कर दुख देता है. Do you see that? विचुरत एक प्राण हरि लीनी. That's what happened to Dasharatha and Rama. मिलत एक दुख दारुण दीन ही, विचुरत एक प्राण हरि लीन ही. ऐसे ही कोई को दोहा है. अरे वाह, I remembered also. Is it not? Ask for Shreyas, not even for Sukha. In the Shreyas, there is always Sukha. And the Shrestha thing is your own Swarupa. Its nature is bliss. It cannot be otherwise. ईगो बार बार दुखी होता है, लेकिन शुद्ध आत्मा में दुख होने का लेश मात्र चांस ही नहीं है. सो आस्क फॉर इट. Okay, here Sham means Atma Sukham only. Hey Mitra and Varuna, give me. But we can't give you Atma Sukham, it is your own self. The Guru will reveal to you. I know that, sir. But you give it also in a way by removing all the obstructions of day and night, whether they are inside or outside, given to us by others or self created. Remove all that. That is the meaning of asking Mitra and Varuna to bless us with Sham Sukham. So to the Aryama, Jala, Devata, and all of that comes tomorrow. We will see this shloka. And as I told you yesterday, in this Upanishad ending, or the Valli ending, in the beginning of the next Valli, the most famous chanted mantra, Sahana Vavtu Sahana Bhunaktu, which we might have chanted at least 3,000 times in our last 2-3 years, because every class we are doing it once. Of that, we are going to study the meaning with भगवान आदि शंकरा's भाष्य. सहना भवतु मंत्र का भाष्य मेरे ख्याल में उन्होंने यही लिखा है. In other places, only the mantra is mentioned, literal meaning is told. So tomorrow, Shanno Mitra पूरा एक बार revise करके, सहना भवतु करके, and we enter into the Brahmananda Valli. There also the Sambandha Bhasha for just 7-8 lines he gives. We study it. Then the mantra starts. Om Brahma Vida Apnoti Param Tadeshabhyukta Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma Yo Vedanihitam Guhayam Varame Vyoman Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipaschiteti. Every of the mantra is so gem and powerful. Powerful. There's no mantras powerful than that of Brahma Vidya. And these mantras are more specific, clear, beautiful. So while chanting them, we'll study the meaning through Bhashya. And while doing so, we show our sincerity so that Shruti Mata, Guru, Parabrahma blesses us. And thus, while studying only, we do sadhana. That sadhana should lead us to the Siddhi. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परम ऋषिभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. समस्त ऋषिगुरुदेवताभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you for your patient listening, and I insist upon every one of you not to miss our classes from tomorrow, because the main purpose of this Upanishad called the Brahma Vidya, that theme is being discussed. Now spend half an hour or 20 minutes for our Patanjala Yoga Darshana Adhyanam. Thank you.